And are you refreshed? Good.
Thank you, Abraham. It's wonderful to be here. And my question is about law of attraction. For years, I had a really troubled relationship with my mother, and we didn't speak for 2 years, and I tried to apologize to her, but I wasn't ready. And as you said, words don't teach, action teaches. And finally, I was ready, and we have the most wonderful relationship now. It's so amazing, and she's coming on the Alaskan cruise, which I never thought, and I just love her, and my childhood memories are nothing but wonderful. And my question now is, I keep having these relationships that come into my life that are oddly similar to the relationships that I had with her. And I know you've talked about cleaning up your vibration to have these people go away, that you can't just, that it's my attracting them, and that I can't, if they're rascals, they're going to come into your life no matter what, and then I'm attracting them.
Do you think your mother changed, or do you think you found a vibration that evoked a different part of her?
I think I found a relationship that evoked a different part of her.
So do that with these other guys too.
So how do I do that? How do I clean up my vibration?
How'd you do it with her?
Originally, because this was before I started listening to you.
Do you hear the power of this? This is the thing that most people don't know, a lot of people don't want to know, but the way people be with you is mostly about your expectation of them. So you are a powerful component in the creation of the way their personality dovetails with yours. Mm-hmm. And so you set us up for a really easy answer when you said, didn't get along with my mother, and then I did. And so it's the same two people with two different relationships, and we want you to take credit, responsibility for the change. Because if you say, oh, my mother changed and then it was easier for me to appreciate her, then you need everybody to do all the changing. But when you accept that it was your perspective of her that changed, so that you began practicing a significantly different vibration relative to her, so that your relationship could be allowed by you to be what you really wanted it to be, and the same is true with others.
But everything was lifted. I mean, I feel such a great love. And before I was like, I just want her to die so I get all of her money. I mean, that was my attitude towards her. And now seriously, to be totally honest. And now I want her to live to be 100. I feel such growth, and I can't with these other people.
Well, it doesn't matter what you use as your excuse to deny yourself alignment to who you are. It
Right.
always feels bad. And so that's the thing that we want you to hear in this, that it's not about your mother, and it's not about the other people. It's not about those relationships.
No, I don't blame them. I know it's myself.
About you factoring them in on your alignment or not alignment. That's the key factor, your alignment or your not alignment.
Because it's almost addiction to these other people. It's like I need them in my life for excitement or drama.
It's not addiction, it's law of attraction holding them to you because of your attention to. In other words, you're the one that's keeping that vibration active.
And how do I get rid of it? That's what I'm saying.
By no longer keeping that vibration active.
I know, but how do I stop it from being active?
By making another vibration be active instead.
I know, but how do I make that another?
By caring about how you feel enough to figuring it out.
No, I understand that, but how do I get to that other vibration with this person? Right now there's a person in my life that has acted as my assistant, and not
sometimes separating yourself from the condition gives you a freer space to find alignment, but you always take yourself with you.
That's what I mean.
So if you separate yourself so that it's easier for you to not think about it
from the person,
from whatever the condition is that's got you all wadded up, if you put some distance between you and that condition, it is often easier for you to find the clear space. But none of these people are in the room right now, and you won't stop talking about them.
Exactly. That's how I want to get away from them.
So you've already separated yourself from them, but they're still active in this conversation. Right. So stop it.
Right. Okay.
So understanding that with law of attraction, It's all about inclusion. There's no exclusion.
There's no exclusion,
So
right.
you cannot push something that you don't want away. So when you say, this is bothering me, what you're actually doing is practicing a vibration that holds that in your experience. And everyone has that. Every now and again, Esther will say, what the hell? Because it's sloppy thinking is what it is. It's allowing someone else to control your vibration because you don't have the self-discipline to control it yourself. So what you do is you develop the self-discipline when it's easier to do it, like right before you go to sleep or after rampages of appreciation. But understanding how it all works really helps. It's really an important step in the process. So you might even find yourself saying to someone, is it obvious to the other person that, in other words, is the friction mutual? Does the other person adore you and
No.
you have problems with the other person?
No, it's always the person that doesn't adore me that I pick. That's abusive. That's why they're attractive to me.
So that means your expectation is there in some way.
It's like, well, I can make this person. It was like,
But did you hear what you just said?
Oh.
It's always the abusive person that picks me.
no, that I pick.
It's always the abusive person that I pick.
Right, that's law of attraction. That's why I was asking how to break that cycle with the next person.
So what that means
I mean, my
is-
husband is wonderful, thank goodness. These are all people like work people, or I don't know how I got my husband. I mean, that's thank gosh, that's 25 years of happiness.
well, if you would focus more upon that and less upon the other,
Yeah.
then the vibration would shift. So you're helping us to have a really good conversation about something that is so central to everything that we talk about. We began today talking about expectation. There's a vibration which you translate into word and emotion. And if you do it enough, it becomes a belief, an expectation. So clearly you are there because you've expressed it in several ways. This is your expectation. So then we say to you, you got to change your expectation. And you say, this is what I'm getting. And we say, we know, but you've got to change your expectation. And you say, but this is what I'm getting. And we say, we know, but you've got to change your expectation. You say, but this is what I'm getting. And we say, we know, but you've got to change your expectation. You said, but this is what I'm getting. And we say, nothing changes. Different faces, different places, but nothing changes. But then something really weird. You say, except for that one. But you said, this is what happens, 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 except for my husband. This is what happens, this is what happens, this is what happens, this is what happens. So you're giving way more airtime to what you don't want, which is a sort of byproduct of being human because you are mostly oriented to finding a problem and fixing it. People come often and they'll say, I have this challenge. And no one ever sits there and say, I have this challenge of feeling good all the time. The things that you are wanting to fix are the things that you're working on, are the things that are the problems. And so you just want to be more solution oriented than problem oriented, and gradually it will shift.